pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first item on the agenda is agenda approval.
Mr. Chair, Mike Edminster is not going to be able to be here today, so we'd ask that we just pull item 7A for the next meeting.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the amended agenda.
Thank you, Ted.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any public input this morning? Hearing none. The consent agenda.
I'll move to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Employee recognition.
Good morning.
All right.
Today for county employee recognition, in the Auditor Treasurer's Department, Jane Stanky, payroll coordinator, is recognized for 5 years of service on April 26th. County Administrator, Jeff Cadwell, is recognized for 5 years of service on May 3rd. In the Highway Department, Hayden Roloffs, Engineering Technician 2, is recognized for service from January 8th, 2024 to April 24th, 2026. In the Sheriff's Department, Sean Andrews, Correctional Officer, is recognized for service from November 27th, 2019 to May 5th, 2026. And Marilyn Kalstorff, Correctional Officer, began the part-time position on April 30th. In solid waste, Dylan McMurphy, solid waste attendant, began the part-time position on April 22nd, and Patrick Riggs, solid waste worker reuse, began the part-time temporary position on May 4th.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
On to highway and survey.
Two items today. The first one is approval of a memorandum of understanding between Hubbard County and Clay Township. They received the State Park Road account funds to do a mill and overlay project on Jackfish Drive, which accesses Mantrap Lake. In the memorandum, it just states whose responsibilities are what between the county and the township, and what financial responsibilities there are too.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve with a thank you for, you've helped many townships, the highway department has, so we really appreciate that.
Yeah, I was very happy to see this one come through, and I'm sure there's more that'll come for other townships.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Great, and then the next item is another township. Straight River Township has a bridge replacement that they have been working on for the last couple years. WSB has been the designer. It was bid and let last week, and the low bidder is Corby Contracting out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota, for $711,513.15. So I would recommend awarding to the low bidder, and we can get this bridge built this summer. It's been 3 years since I started. We've been working on this, so it'll be a good one to get done.
Is this a concrete bridge or
Yes.
timber?
Yep, it's a concrete bridge. Originally, it was planned for box culverts to go back in. DNR didn't like that. They decided to upsize it. They want a animal crossing underneath the bridge now for it, so it's a little bigger structure than maybe is needed, or but it's
Expected? Sure.
yeah, but a concrete bridge, and yeah, it'll look good when it's done.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
All right, and that's all I got today.
Anything else?
Oh, there's lots, but
Yeah.
not much. We got 3 projects out for bid right now, so the end of the month we'll be busy with getting those bid, and then 40, 50, and 86 will start around June 1st. Re-gravel after road restrictions, so next week we're kinda hoping, and then chloride the week after will start up, so. Guys are getting ready.
Is it north or south this year?
For gravel?
Gravel.
South.
South,
Yeah,
okay.
down in this area, and then chloride will start in the north and work their way south
Okay.
after re-gravel.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Corey?
Hi, morning. A few things today. First on the list is to review and approve quotes for 2026 road grading. Our forest roads are to be graded once per month from May to September, through September, unless otherwise needed also. Low quotes, or quotes came in pretty good this year. The low quote for the south end of the county is $91 per mile. That's actually $5 cheaper than last year, and it's the same company. I would suggest approving that for them. They did a really good job for us last year. And then the north forest roads, the low quotes, that was North Central Excavation LLC out of Akeley for $91 per mile. For the north roads, we received a couple quotes. Gladen provided the lowest quote at $121.40, and we've worked with them many years in the past, and they've always done a great job for us. I guess I would say, or ask for approval for the low quotes on each end of the county.
Corey, why is there such a difference between the north and the south?
I think the south roads are so much closer together.
Oh, okay.
The north ones are kind of spread out so far, so I think that's what causes the higher bid. Yep.
Is there a map of the forest roads?
Yes, and I should have provided it, but yeah, there is. It's
I know where most of the south ones are, but when I get north, I don't know where all of
yeah,
them are,
yep. So let's see what's on the north.
Could you send us that?
Yes, yep. I can
just
send you a
email it, that
Yep,
would be fine.
Yep. Yeah, there's 4 in the north that we grade: Baja, Schoolcraft Trail, Wildfire, and Stumpy Rapids Road.
Because I search for them on the county website, but there's no addresses on them, so you can't pull anything
Yeah.
up.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing. I know where like Stumpages and these other ones that you mentioned, but
Yeah, I suppose when you're from different parts of the, yeah. Yeah, I'll email that to you all, so.
I'll make a motion to approve both of the low quotes.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
All right, thanks. Next item is from a request from Itasca Mantrap Co-op. They're requesting 2 easements crossing TF tax forfeited county lands. They're replacing overhead power with underground lines, so they're looking for new easements to install them underground lines. It won't affect the timber or our access at all. It's underground near the right of way outside of the timber line, so there won't be any issues there. Both are located up near Emmaville along 24. One's in section 2, I believe. Here, I'll get it here. Yeah, one's in section 35 of 14234, and one's in section 2 of 14134. The township line's right there, but they're connected along County Road 24 there, up against the tax forfeited properties. And then there's two documents that need to be signed and recorded if approved, so, I guess I would suggest approval. I think we're gonna see more of these with a lot of overhead being replaced with underground in the future. Yeah, so I guess I would suggest approval for that if possible.
So far, they've all been in right of ways. You see any coming up that have to go? through
Not
timberland?
yet. With this new, line coming in from, I think Fargo, or, they're proposing a new line going across Hubbard County, a large, kilowatt line. That might impact more of the timber on some county land. More of a right-of-way, larger right-of-way, I guess. But we'll see. I think they're going through public comment right now, so. Yeah.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Third item is just kind of for you guys' information. We had our timber auction April 13th. Quite a few logging companies came. I don't know if I've actually seen this many people up here before. I was really surprised. The way markets right now, it's a little bit tough for some of the species to find really good markets. But I was really surprised how good the timber auction really went. We did try to put more pine and conifer species on the sale. It looks like a lot of aspen, but usually for typical auctions, we'll put more aspen, but this one, we actually put more red pine, or Norway pine, and jack pine. But 10 out of 11 tracks sold for a total of $327,446.43. It came out to $579 per acre. One tract did not sell because it was a small lowland spruce sale. We're gonna try to reoffer it again in the fall when the ground will freeze up. I think someone will be more interested in it. And then pine prices were steady, pretty normal. And then I just noticed that aspens dropped nearly 15% compared to previous years, the last couple of years. That's due to markets right now. Hopefully, the markets pick up in the summer, which they usually do. Spring's kind of a tough time with road restrictions and not as much wood cutting due to the soft soil too. So.
I have a question for you, Corey.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Norway pine and Norway pine woods run?
So that Norway pines, it doesn't print it off. It says Norway pines wood run saw timber.
Oh,
So saw
okay,
timber is
all right.
bigger than 15-inch diameter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know why our system, it cuts off saw timber below Norway pine wood run saw timber, yeah. So that's saw timber.
All right.
So that's $223 1,000 board feet, which there's 2 cords per 1,000 board feet. So it was about $110 a cord for that. Yeah, so pine's doing good, aspen's a little slow, hardwoods are doing okay. Yeah, just looking for a bump in that aspen hopefully this summer.
When will the next sale be?
July,
Okay,
around the first week of July.
all right, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, and this was the second sale, so we have 2 more to go this year. Hopefully no windstorms. But that's what I got for you on that. Yeah, so we'll be bringing the next sales for approval probably in June, beginning of June. Otherwise, things are going pretty well. Parks are open, docks are installed. Things are going good at Deep Lake. Gordon Construction's getting a lot of work done. The road's looking really nice. They said by the end of next week, that the road's gonna start taking shape and start looking like a nice road. For the parking lot, we originally thought it was gonna be a big issue with the setback, but it looks like we're only gonna impact 6 parking spaces with the setback out of 52. So it's not gonna be a big deal, and we'll make up for that in the next, by the visitor center, so. Yeah, it's not gonna be a big issue. We'll get it all squared away, and I think it's gonna be looking good. Everything else is gonna fit just fine. So, we had the DNR out there and got the exact spot to lay the line out, so. And our surveyors, we had the county surveyors stop out too.
So it wasn't that much different than the,
No, it was about a foot difference in what the ESO had measured.
good?
So, yeah, things aren't gonna be nearly as impacted as we thought.
It was nice the DNR came so quickly.
Yeah, it was like the next day or something. It's pretty nice. Yeah, he had no real concerns, so. Yep, but, yeah. Otherwise, things are going good. Keep on rolling, and
Yep.
good luck to everyone fishing this weekend if you head out. And see you next time.
Yep, thanks, Corey.
Yep, thank you.
All right, then on to 8A. All right, you're up, Eric. The other part was pulled.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right.
So I have one agenda item for the board this morning, and that is the final plat application of Lake George Courage Point. As some background reminders, when the preliminary plat came through, there were a few items that the planning commission identified as conditions that the board adopted. The first was there's kind of a flag lot shaped parcel on the north side of the shoreline that was not Torrens property. The balance of the property is Torrens, so we're waiting for that registration process to complete, and that has been done. I've got a copy of the recorded document showing that that was allowed to be placed into Torrens by the court, so that condition has been satisfied. The other one dealt with a couple septic tanks that were too close to side lot lines, didn't meet setbacks, and the applicants took care of abandoning those tanks, and we have that documentation on file in the office, so the second condition has been addressed. The third pertained to the non-conforming structures on the property that are within the 100-foot ordinary watermark structure setback. And we've worked with the applicant on the performance bond, and I can pass around copies of it that the applicant has signed. If it's acceptable to the board, then this would be in place to deal with the third condition, which was that they had to remove those structures within 6 months of whatever date the final plat might be approved. And then if they failed to do so, then we would have this bond that we could act on to hire a contractor to see to the removal of those structures. So I believe all the conditions on the prelim plat have been addressed, and the final plat otherwise is the same as the prelim that was submitted. So there's a recommendation from the planning commission with the condition of the performance bond still being made a condition of final plat approval to have the final plat approved this morning. So I'll pass these on copies around. And relative to the bond, there's, when you receive it, there's not a whole lot to it. So on the document that I gave you, if you turn to the second page, that is the meat of the bond. I reviewed it, as did Jeff and the county attorney's office. So it lists the applicant as the principal with their official business address per the Secretary of State's office. Hubbard County is listed as the obligee. The amount's $50,000, which would be a little more than 1.5 times the contractor's estimate for removal of the structures, which is $30,900. And then in the whereas statement midway down the page, that's where you'll see the condition language listed. I drafted that in a way to hopefully be clear enough that it's all the non-conforming structures within the OHW setback aside from one structure that is located within that setback, but that was authorized to be there through a variance. We can adjust the wording there as needed if you feel that you'd like that changed, tightened up any. And Mr. Donabauer is here for KJ Land Company, so if you had questions for him, he is able to answer them.
I don't see any concerns. Does anybody else?
That 6 months begins today then.
Yeah, if we approve today, yeah.
Yep.
So then if there's no concerns, we'd be looking for a motion to approve the recommendation from the planning commission to adopt the plat.
I'll move.
This is Ted, I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying
That's I was just clarifying, I'm guessing Tom's intent is that would be with the condition that this performance bond is a condition of the approval.
aye. Yep.
Sure enough it is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, very good.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had, other than a quick piece of info relative to Deep Lake Park. Corey touched on some things there, but we also have the environmental assessment worksheet submitted to the Environmental Quality Board. It's been published. The 30-day comment period runs to May 28th. And after that, we'll see what comments we receive. I'll have to provide responses to any that are of substance, and then after that, probably in June, you'll see that matter come before you on one of those agendas for action to decide whether the EAW is sufficient for the environmental review or if a environmental impact statement is needed, which I don't think is going to be the case. But just to give you a status of where we're at with that process.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The only thing I have is to clean up the issue of authorizing these letters to our representatives relative to Clay County's application. I think you all might have seen an email from, I don't know if you're on the list or if I just got it. Did you get a list or an email from Steve Larson in Clay County last week? Okay, I will make sure to forward that. They've got some real good traction on this, and they're just hoping that they can push it through in the last week here. So I will forward that that note from him from Clay County. But this is just so that you know, so that we have your approval to send these letters on behalf of Hubbard County Board.
Is this offering the same services of the place they closed down in Walker? Curious about that.
This is just juvenile here,
This is a juvenile.
so no, wouldn't compensate for that so much.
Okay.
There's still a drastic need for adult mental health services too. But I can tell you, as an example, when this came up to debate last spring at the Public Safety Committee, some are pushing, to bring back mental health institutions regionally. But there's others that don't want to go down that road for the same reasons why we don't have them anymore. So there's a little push and pull on that. And so I'm sure that's the problem the legislature has too, is they really don't want to do that, but I think it's needed. Because what else do you do? I mean, you get to the point where in severe cases, you know, it's kind of needed. Now, we don't have any place to put them, but in the jail right
Yeah,
now.
they spend more time
That's a
in
problem.
jail. Yeah, for sure.
Then they're not getting the help they need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, we need a motion to approve the letters.
Also move.
I can second that too. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Anything else, Jeff?
I do not have any unless you have questions.
Anything, anybody? All right, committee reports. Want to start, Steve?
Yeah, being the end of the month, I really didn't have anything. I didn't make it to the extension meeting.
I got the info.
Okay.
That's-
So no, I don't have anything for as far as committee.
I can go next. HIP is having wellness at the park, which is Wednesday, May 27th from 3 to 6. And there's going to be several different vendors there on many different avenues of wellness, ranging from mental health to insurance. It's on the county website, I believe the flyer is. And then next Tuesday, on the 12th at Coffee Talks, excuse me, Randy and Heather Backus are gonna be there discussing the impact of today's marijuana on youth, brain development, and mental health. They were here last year, Steve and I attended, and they asked to come back. They had a son that actually committed suicide from being on marijuana and the things that it did to his brain. So, they're gonna be in Coffee Talks at Northwoods Bank at 12, and then, next Tuesday night also at 6:30, they're gonna be at Northwoods Bank. And, I was at HLDC and Heritage, but Dave, you usually cover those, so you wanna do that?
Yeah,
Okay?
so at Heritage, the overall star rating was 5 still, the health inspection was 5, quality measure was 3, staffing was 4, and again, the nursing home report card hasn't changed. We had 3 hires, 2 terminations, still have 3 open FTEs, and had 22 different applications. As far as cash flow and occupancy, Heritage Manor at the end of April was at 23 out of 26. The cottages at 16.97 out of 18. And Heritage Living Center, which maximum occupancy is 54, is at 38. Cash flow, the Manor had a positive cash flow of 43,387. The cottages had a positive cash flow of 32,606, and the Heritage Living Center had a negative 46,155. The combined total was a positive 29,838. As of the April 24th meeting, was that a March? Was that March? Yeah, those were March numbers I gave you. As of the April 24th meeting, the manor's at 24 residents. The cottages are 16 out of 18, and Heritage Living Center census is back up to 40. It's been going up and down quite a bit because we've lost some residents, and it just keeps fluctuating almost weekly. And that's what's new there. So again, at least positive cash flow. Wish it was a little higher. And there, at some point in time, if they approve the Medicaid rates and stuff, we're gonna have a month where we have quite a bit coming in because it'll pull from the previous months too. So that'll help when that happens. So actually, if they would have approved those things sooner, this would have been better as we went along. Then I had a Heritage, or a extension meeting the other night. Had some stuff from there that you guys might be interested in. they've been doing these little cards here for every county, kind of telling what the impact is and a story from each county. So that's kind of neat. And then also, a few other things if anybody's interested. Steve, if you're interested in it, just let me know. I can throw it to you. I've read most of it already, but again, the impact of that extension service is having on citizens of Hubbard County is pretty impressive when you look at the numbers. I mean, you go back and they'll have a presentation at one of our work sessions this summer before we get heavy into budget talks, and I asked them to summarize basically for the year, you know, the impacts they're having on residents and what those numbers are, not only for last year, but from when Brooke and Tara first came on, how it's grown. So we'll be able to see the impact they're making, because this could be a tough budget year, and we could be prioritizing and doing some things we don't necessarily want to do. So it's important to have the right information before we make those decisions. So that's all I have,
Do you
I
want to
think.
talk about MRC?
Yeah, there wasn't really too much new. I mean, they had some discussions on opportunity zones, and Shar asked a question to clarify, you know, opportunity zones, and it's mostly what's happening in the opportunity zones that are housing projects. Our opportunity zone is basically right around the city of Park Rapids. I think it's the only one we have in the county, because they made changes to the eligibility, so a lot of counties don't even have an eligible opportunity zone anymore. We still have the one right around Park Rapids that meets the census tract and qualifies.
However, it's tied to income.
Yeah, and other than that, legislative update-wise, pretty much still the same thing. It's gonna change daily now, obviously, if you follow it daily. So if you see, watch your newsletter information from AMC, and that they are doing pretty good at keeping us updated on what's going on. But there does seem to be some positive movement in some of the committees, and the debates, they'll start happening now on covering the SNAP costs. And hopefully they cover that and a few other things, and would make life easier for us. So, that's all I have.
With the extension, they can still use some more volunteers to be a herdsman
Yeah,
judge. Right now, they only want 2 signed up, or me and Joyce.
yep.
I guess they can still use, what, a couple more, several more?
Yeah, herdsmanship is you go around during the fair, and you basically judge the cleanliness of the pens. They keep things organized. They got food, they got water, are the kids interacting with you if they're
So
there?
there, because I asked somebody.
Anybody can do it.
And they said, well, I haven't been involved in livestock for so long, so they're not judging livestock, they're just
No,
judging the.
Right.
Yeah. And
Rabbits, chickens,
I would have no idea what to look for, so they're going to go and show us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And they'll fill you
pass
in
that on.
on what to do. I did it, and I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
And it wasn't difficult. You just, you'll see, you'll get, there'd be a sheet there, and it tells you what you should be looking for and how to score it. Yeah. Tom?
My turn. Let's see, we had the SWCD. I think the main thing that out of that is they approved almost a dozen projects that they'll be implementing through the summer. So they're gonna be pretty busy with that. Had the Parks Board meeting. They had discussed the Garfield Lake property up there that the county owns, and they did make a motion to recommend that Corey go and look into a swing set if money's available, and then they also wanted to see a match from the local people who are wanting it. I think the ribbon cutting is sometime in June. They gotta get see if they can get some local legislators going to that for the tunnel up there. Let's See, they're putting in the bidding for the 2.2 miles from the tunnel to, we're going towards Emmaville, won't get all the way there. That work should start in August. I'll have a couple Kitsagami committee meetings tomorrow. One is budget and the other is personnel committee, discussing the results of an investigation that we've had. And that's about all that I got.
Alrighty. And I had the North Country Community Health Board, talked about the family home visits and their work plan. In Beltrami County, they have 13 people that they see, or families that they see. In the North Country, our area, I believe it's 20. The target is 25 and 26. They're a little bit short this year, but they've had a lot of people, of course, kids get older and they, in a sense, graduate out of the program and stuff like that. Let's see, also had a memorandum of understanding with the Minnesota Department of Health. Had to do with the food systems and regional food coordination. And then, of course, we had some agenda or administrative stuff, board terms, mailing lists, email, phone numbers, stuff like that, of course, so I had them update the Hubbard County email list for all of those folks that are on the board there. Let's see, then I had the Headwaters Regional Development Commission Thursday night. Had a financial update. They expect to, they're going to get going on the 2025 audit, which is good. We had some catching up to do, and we were all caught up, and now we're right on track where we should be. Met the new Green Corps person, Catherine. She spoke about some of the experiences there and what they're trying to do. Let's see, talked about active transportation. I got an update there from Tony. Let's see, Black Duck High School build. The HRDC has reached out with the city of Bemidji and inquired about the high school home building program. We do have a lot in that available that they could build on, and the mayor of Black Duck is one of our board members. And he also had identified some possible rehab homes in the city. And a little bit touched on childcare, which is continually looking for funding and other things to try to improve healthcare in the area. And let's see, then I also had a Mississippi Headwaters Board. Not too bad of a meeting, kind of short. Went over the April press release, had a variance request from Crow Wing County. There again, another legal non-conforming lot. So anytime somebody wants to do something, they've got to come not only before their environmental services department, but also have to come before the Mississippi Headwaters Board to get approval. And it was an addition to a deck that was over a patio area, so there really wasn't any increased impervious surface or anything there. Let's see. The executive director have drawn up kind of a little thing for new Mississippi Headwater Board members so that they get some education as to what we are and how we were created and stuff like that. Talked about the Hubbard County SWCD came before us asking for a donation for the Freshwater Festival. That's the 20th, Wednesday the 20th. Tom and I will be there. They asked for $250 to help pay for some of the stuff. It went through unanimously, and I suggested next year that maybe they ask for a little bit more. Let's see. Talked about the results of the Lake Irving project, and that was most of that was paid by Enbridge dollars. And there again, went over the budget a little bit, and the Mississippi Headwaters Habitat Corridor Program, the easement and acquisitions, that was just basically informative. And that is all I have.
I have one thing to add. I didn't talk about Mojave. So the groundbreaking ribbon cutting for the 8 veteran tiny homes is gonna be June 22nd. And the play area in the new building across the street from Mojave that they acquired is now open on Wednesdays, and they're looking to extend the hours in the fall.
What time are they open on Wednesdays? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Okay. Great.
It had been utilized, I'm not sure the hours.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I wanna say 10:30, but don't quote me on that.
And meetings to note, AMC Managing Difficult Conversations with Braver Angels Workshop is Wednesday, May 13th. It's virtual, 6:30, 8:30 p.m. And then AMC District 2 is June 3rd at Beltrami County Boardroom. Anything else? Then entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.